to show you guys. This is Keep It Trill with Kalisha times hip hop vibe. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have a super special guest who I'm really excited for you guys to get to know if you don't already know him. He goes by the name of Nasty C. He's all the way from Ilovo, South Africa. And I think it's just so dope for an international artist like himself to cross over to North America, which is super dope. So until we get to speak to him, and I'll introduce him a little bit more, I'll let him introduce himself a little bit more. But he got a placement on Coming to America. It's called Black and White, featuring Ari Lennox. I'm gonna go ahead and play it for a little bit so y'all can catch a vibe and see, who he is. What's going on? How are you?
What's up? How are you?
I'm doing amazing.
I'm good.
So you're in South Africa right now?
I'm actually in Namibia right now.
Okay, so you're 6 hours ahead. What time is it over there? 6 hours, that makes it 6 o'clock?
Yeah, 6.
Okay, so how's your day going so far? What's your plans?
It's going all right. I don't really have plans, just in the house, chilling.
Just chilling in the house. So what does a day in the life of Nasty C consist of?
It depends. If I'm at home, it's probably like a lot of studio, a lot of Call of Duty, a lot of movies and stuff.
Oh my gosh, Call of Duty. I don't know if you saw that Saweetie and Quavo video that went viral. We're not going to talk too much about it, but apparently he was carrying a Call of Duty suitcase. Is that what that was? Have you seen this?
I didn't even see that.
You haven't?
No.
Apparently carrying a Call of Duty suitcase, and it was like a big thing. But anyway, for those on my end that may not know who you are, which I'll be surprised if they didn't, because you're huge, you're larger than life. This is Nasty C, all the way from Ilovo, South Africa. You got a song placed on Coming to America, Black and White, featuring Ari Lennox. How did you feel when you heard that this song got placed?
I was very excited. They actually hit me up before the song even dropped. So when they called my team to ask if I had any material or if I was interested in writing any material for the movie, we'd already had that song in the bag. So we pretty much gave them like a bunch of options, songs that were set to come out sooner, some set to come out later, and then they picked that one, and I'd already picked it to be on the album anyway. So I was like, oh, this is dope,
Wow.
And I was
I
was excited, man.
When you recorded this song, every song has a story behind it. There is a story, how it came about. What is the story behind Black and White?
I actually made this song when I was in Atlanta about a year ago now, I think. And I didn't really think much of it, at the time, because I actually just made it and completed it right there. And I just kind of had it in, right? And then a couple months down the line, when I was back at home, my A&R from the States hit me, and he was like, yo, so I introduced, he was like, I introduced Dreamville to some of your music, and Ari was down to work with you. If you love Ari and her music, we can definitely make it happen. So I did my own research. I listened to a little bit of Ari, and I was like, oh, I might have something that might be perfect for her,
Right.
So I picked that one. I feel like she just killed it, man. She gave it life, you know what I mean? Like she took it to a whole nother dimension. I couldn't even imagine. Yeah. I didn't even know there was anything missing until I heard her stuff, and I was like, oh man, like she took it there,
I don't listen to Ari Lennox too much, but it's so crazy to me how, you meet an artist and you listen to their music and that artist is featured on their song, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, they're dope. I want to go listen to more of their music. So that's really dope. I'm sure that's happened for you too. What artists have you collaborated with that you've seen that has made an impact with your career and your music?
As far as how
you've done.
I've worked with a lot of artists, and a lot of them are from different countries and stuff like that, and that always has like a huge impact. First on my fan base, because they get me played on their radio stations on their side of the world, and they give me the eyes and the ears that I need from their side of the world. They introduce me to their fans or their fan base and stuff like that. So it's always interesting doing a song with an artist from a different territory. You can always expect like a lot of change in your comment section.
Yeah. So I watched a video yours, and you talked a lot about, you know, how you came up and how you viewed yourself as an artist before you blew up. And you mentioned something that really resonated with me. You said you never viewed yourself as just being someone big in South Africa. You always viewed yourself as being a huge worldwide artist. How did you get into that mentality? Was it something that your father instilled in you? Because a lot of people that I come across, they don't have that big mentality. A lot of people, unfortunately, think real small.
Mm-hmm. For me, it was one, the law of attraction. Like I got put onto that at a very young age. I think I was like 13, maybe 12 when I started learning about it. But other than that, it was just like the lack of having stuff, you know, like me not having a lot of the things that I wanted as a kid made me go, the day I get a chance to even get some of this stuff, I want to make sure I get all of it. So
Right.
like the artists I looked up to were American artists and stuff like that. So I was like, nah, I don't want to just be famous here. I want to be famous where they're famous because they're making the big bucks, you know?
Right. They make
So
real cash money.
yeah.
What did it feel like when you got that first like big check, when you signed your deal and that direct deposit hit? What did that like feel like? Because you mentioned, you know, you didn't come from a lot.
Yeah, it was magical, man. It was electric. I say that in one of my songs. I said the first time I hit 1 million, it felt electric. It definitely did, man. I think I took my boy and I was like, yo, let's go to the mall. I want to go check something out. And
Hell
he
yeah.
had no idea like what my he had no idea what my plan was. So we went there, we did a little bit of shopping, whatever, da da da. And then I just went right to the Rolex store and I picked up a Rolex for myself.
I love that. You got your first Rolex with your first meal. That's what I'm talking about. I still need to get my first Rolex. I don't even have a Rolex yet. So I need to get mine. But that's dope. So the money came, the Rolex came, and then the fans. The fans are just going crazy. I watched some of your shows. You toured over 30 plus different countries and states, and you've been all over from everywhere, literally everywhere. What was your favorite place that you toured?
Oh no.
Oh, the Wi-Fi. I think his Wi-Fi is acting up a little bit, but it's okay. Oh, there we are. We're back.
Oh, there we go.
All right, there we back. So
All right.
yeah, saying, what was I saying? What was your favorite place that you ever toured? Your favorite city? Oh, the Wi-Fi. I wonder if it's my Wi-Fi, or maybe it's his. You gonna wait for him to come back? But in the meantime, y'all, if you have any questions, drop them in the, oh, we lost him. Drop them in the comment section. If y'all got any questions, you're going to wait for him to come back. All right, there he is. Let's see if we can get him back. Hopefully we can. This has been a really dope conversation. There he is.
Hey,
All right, back.
damn.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you good. You
Yeah,
good. Favorite cities that you toured?
favorite cities that I toured? Um, Berlin, Sydney, uh, LA, Windhoek, and Lagos.
So 5. That's dope. Okay, LA. Shout out to LA. I'm born and raised from LA originally. I've been spending a lot of time on the East Coast. So when you mentioned Atlanta and that you're recording in Atlanta, I was like, okay, that's dope. I love Atlanta too. Atlanta's definitely a vibe to, you know, record and make music. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what are some artists that you wanna collaborate with in the future?
Um, Future, Young Thug, Rihanna, Adele. Uh, yeah, that's my list for now. Actually, I don't have any more than that. Maybe Drake.
Adele, definitely Drake. Okay, but Adele,
Yeah.
that you think big, like you really think big, and I really like that about you. You think really big. A lot of artists will say, you know, like, you know, your mainstream artists that are on the radio right now, like the baby, Lil Baby, but you think huge, you think international, you think pop, you think really big. What got you interested in Adele's music?
Just everything about her music, man. The message behind it, the cadence, the boldness behind it, the honesty behind it. You know, I've always liked people or artists who are able to do that in their music and not have it sound too corny or too serious to listen to. You know, it's still a vibe. You can still listen to it, but it hits. It definitely strikes a chord somewhere. You know what I mean? And I like making those songs every now and then. You know, I feel like sometimes my biggest songs, like in my albums, are those type of songs where I just like talk about some real shit there. And I feel like me and Adele could make some crazy, crazy shit.
I can already hear it. I can already hear it. Let's go back a little bit, back into time. We're gonna take you all the way back. What got you interested in even pursuing music? Because coming where you're from, I heard a lot of what you said, that people are normally afraid to get into music. They're scared. They're nervous. They're shy. Where you come from? What got you so
Mhm.
interested and so driven to chase after it?
Um, it really was Ti, I guess. You know, that's the
Mhm.
first song. I mean, that's the first time I ever paid attention to music in general, but most of all, hip hop. And it just so happened that it was a music video. So not only did I like hear the bass and the cadence and stuff like that, I also saw the cars, the jewelry, the girls, the money, and that's the type of stuff I wanted as a kid, you know. So that's what got me interested in music in the first place. But then when I started listening to more of his stuff and discovered artists like Wayne, Busta Rhymes, T-Pain, and stuff like that, and Eminem, and the whole of Slaughterhouse, actually, I started to just like listen to the lyricism behind it, you
Yeah.
know, and how powerful it is to put your story in words like that and have people relate to it. You know, I always thought that was really dope. I've always been into art, period. Like I used to draw as a kid, but then when I discovered music, my focus shifted completely. You know?
Mhm. But music is
Mm.
definitely a different form of art. It's definitely a different form of art. So it's a verbal way of art versus, drawing. Did you ever
Yeah.
have plan B? If music didn't work out for you, did you have a plan B or something else that you wanted to do? Or was like no other option? I am making it.
Nah, no other options. I have to make it. I have to make it big time. I have no other options. I am good at a lot of other stuff though. Like I know how to edit. I know how to shoot. I'm pretty good at editing both videos and still pictures. I'm a pretty good engineer, so I can mix and master. No matter what happens, I'm still gonna be in the space. You know, God forbid it doesn't work
Yeah.
out for me as an artist. I'm gonna be somewhere in there, whether it's in the studio or on stage. I'm gonna be somewhere in there.
It's working out for you, okay? Don't get it twisted. It's definitely working out for you. Your fan base is crazy. When I saw you on that stage with all those girls and fellas screaming your name all over 32 plus countries, cities, states, like you going crazy. You have a real fan base. And that nowadays is very hard to build. It's very
Yeah.
hard to fact that you have an actual authentic real fan base. You don't in the States, you don't see fans running after an artist anymore, chasing after an artist anymore. It's different, where you come from. You actually have a real fan base that is traveling with you and following you, and really you can tell from the comments that are people tuned into this live right now. You have a real authentic fan base. So know that you're gonna go far because you're different. You have a different type of where you come from. It's authentic. It's real. I can hear it in your voice, the way that you talk. You're very authentic. People, artists
Thank you.
from the States don't talk about, how they really admired the cars, the women, the money, the fame. They claim like, oh yeah, I don't want to be famous. I just love music. Everybody wants some kind of fame. And the fact that you admit that, is so real to me. And I really do appreciate that. I really do.
Thank you. I
Um,
appreciate
no, seriously. One thing that I saw, that I was like, dang, this man is gonna take my job. You have your own podcast.
it. Nah, yeah. But nah, that's not my lane. I just did it as like a once-off thing.
But that's so cool. What got you interested in the podcast world?
It was really just trying to find more ways to interact with my fans, you know, during lockdown because the country was pretty much shut down, you know, and I couldn't see them, I couldn't go out and stuff like that. So we were trying to find a way to like still be um in contact with my fans, so to say, you know, still be able to put out all these dope messages out there and all this vital information, in my opinion, you know, for an up and coming artist. I usually have like a tour. So I have like the Ivy Sun tour, and in all my activations, I'll try and like get people to come up on stage with me and rap or say what their dreams are and stuff like that. And the end goal is always to like motivate every single person. So I do like a bunch of high schools every single week leading up to the tour, right? But because there's no tour, that means I can't see these people. So I had to figure out a way to still put that message out there, you know? So we figured, okay, a podcast would be the best way to do it. And then we partnered with Old Mutual to also get kids to get a little bit of like financial education, you know? So all they have to do is like sign up for that whole thing, pay a very small amount, and then they can get like access to the studios and stuff like that.
That's
So okay, it'll be best if we do it this way.
And I also that you're providing opportunities for those that look up to you and aspire to be something like you are. There's never going to be a clone, the same, another Nasty C, but you could definitely inspire other aspiring artists to do what you've done, to create a name, to create, a real fan base like we talked about. What does it take to work with Nasty C? Because I'm sure there's some producers tapped in here, some artists tapped in here that want to feature. What does it take to work with Nasty C?
Really, if you're dope, you can just send me the stuff, and it'll probably happen just like that, stress free. I'll probably just like do a verse, I'll send it to you, or I'll have one of your beats like on my album and stuff like that. But if it's one of those situations where it's just like strictly business, and it takes a bag, I guess you gotta have some money on you.
It does. Bills ain't free. Okay, bills cost money. Bills ain't free. I ain't mad at you. Okay, I am not mad at it. So I have a segment on my show, hence why it's called Keep It Trill. So I always ask a question. You have to keep it trill. Okay. So I mean, it might be old, it might not. You don't have to admit it if you want to talk about it. If you're not, if you have a girlfriend or you don't, it doesn't matter. But can your girl be homies with a guy that she previously had sex with?
Nah. Yeah.
Go
No,
ahead.
never. Never.
Like,
Okay, but
why? Why?
nah, because it might happen again. You
You
know?
think it'll happen?
No,
You think so? You think that
I
your
don't.
girl doesn't love you enough
They
to
must.
not cheat?
Well, I feel like my girl has morals, right? Any person she's ever slept with before me, I don't think it was just like an type thing, you know? I think there was some sort of feelings involved. I don't want anything to rekindle that flame, you know? So no.
Listen, and how I think about it. Okay, men and women have sex all the time. Sex has become something that's so easily accessible these days. People just do it just to do it, and a lot of times it doesn't mean anything. I'm not gonna lie. I've had sex before where it's like, okay, it didn't really mean anything. It happened. I thought the guy was attractive, but I'm gonna keep it all the way trill. There's not always feelings involved, and same goes for men. There's not feelings always involved. So I say that to say that there has been guys that I have had sex with one time, and we're
Yeah.
cool. We're homies. Like we don't look at each other that way. We don't have no feelings towards each other. It's like that's that, and But do I talk to him on a daily basis? No, I don't talk to him on a daily basis. We cool. We cordial.
Is your boyfriend okay with that?
I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so it's a little story time. Okay, I don't know if he's tapped in. I wouldn't say he's okay with it, but I got him to understand why it's okay for me to be cool with him. I explained to them it happened one time. It was that, we are in the same industry. He's in radio, I'm in radio. And it just became a very business-like relationship where, I'd call him and ask him advice. Hey, this radio station hit me up. They want to hire me. They want me to come in and audition for it. What do you think? Should I do it? I'm with iHeart now. This other station's really big in LA. What do you think? And he kind of became like a mentor, so to speak. And we just literally forgot about everything that happened. I don't maybe he claims he's cool with it. He's probably not all the way cool with it, but I explained it to him and he's like, well, all right. But he met him. I introduced them. He met him and he's just like, all right.
I don't think he's cool with it. I think he's being he's trying to trust you so badly, but I doubt it. He's not cool with it. Hell
But
no. I don't think any.
I will admit, I do see why people would be uncomfortable with it. But I think that comes with security.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Next
Yeah.
question.
Every situation's different. Every situation's different. I think, like you said, it depends on how involved you are, how deep the feelings were, you
Yeah.
know. But okay. Before we wrap this up, I want to ask you, what do you want your legacy to be before you leave this earth and transfer over? What do you want your legacy to be?
I want to be known as a guy that possessed and spread nothing but positive energy. Um, Somebody who did something that was regarded as impossible, especially from where I'm from.
Mm.
Um, Always gave hope everywhere he went. Someone who was kind, super talented, got very fucking rich. Uh, and yeah, just made history, I guess. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And I love the part that you said about, something that was seemed impossible from where you're from. And you're inspiring so many people based off that documentary that I watched. You're inspiring so many people. You continue to inspire in the comments. I can see that people look up to you. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep striving. Keep doing your thing because you are going far. You're with one of the biggest labels over here, okay? The biggest labels, and they support you so much. I hit up EP and I was like, let's light up some interviews. He's like, you gotta interview Nasty C. I was like, let's do it. Let's do it. They support you. And that's key for your label to support you. So I fuck with that for real. And what's next? I'm sure the fans are wondering what's next for you. What's going on?
I'm dropping a whole lot of music this year. I want to drop about like 3 projects at least. A lot of collabs with a lot of the guys in the States, some guys in Germany, Brazil, England, Japan. So there's a lot of collabs coming out. Um, I'm coming to the States in about 2 weeks or so, something like that. So I hope I
Where you
get to
coming?
make a bit more. Say again?
Where you going to Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we got to link up. I'm going to be out here. We got to link up. I mean, producers, we got to get a session in, make some dope music. I don't know if you heard of Ruby Rose, but one of her hits, my producer produced it. So let's get it.
For sure, for sure. I definitely make that happen. Definitely.
Yeah, let's happen for sure. But listen, it was such a pleasure talking to you. You're dope. I love your energy. Energy is everything to me. Keep doing what you're doing. For those that don't know, Nasty C, Def Jam recording artist, got a hit single out right now with Ari Lennox, Black and White, which is synced on this movie Coming to America. If you haven't watched the movie, go watch it, tap in. Stream his music and more music coming soon. Keep it Trill, Kalisha, Nasty C, hiphopvibe.com. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. I
Bye.
appreciate you. Bye.
Appreciate you.